You know what I mean? So, yo, I never been a yes man. White kids used to call me the X-Men. I was a dog. Girls called me the X-Men. Now I'm saved. Homies call me the X-Men. Allow me to X-Plan. X-Booster. X-Shooter. X-Looter. X-Criminal. Living right next to you. Trying to get next to you. I just wanted him to just.
And look, Joel, we do the intro. We always bring the intro back in. Breakfast, breakfast, breakfast with the bros.
You need my sausage?
Alright, so we had to take a quick break. But we was talking about something important off camera. Pretty much what we left the video of, you were telling Joel something.
Oh, yeah. No, I was saying, man, it was, everyone was talking about the cards or whatnot. It was like, my birthday, March 13th, turned 32. You know, with the COVID thing, it was like,
turn up.
You know, we passed, you know, I'm good. I'm 32. And you know, what Mike Tyson said, it's impenetrable, whatever. I can't be touched.
He said, I broke my back.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm at that spot. I'm like, I'm good. I'm like, you know, and how on the B-Day, man, on the B-Day celebrating, turning up shots, having a good time, you know, contracted COVID. And it wasn't, my experience wasn't asymptomatic. 32, I've been working out, getting in shape, losing weight. And I went to ER once, you know, just to see what was up. You know, and then went again for something else, just was like, you know, just trying to figure out what's going on before they told me I tested positive. The last time I went in, man, I woke up with a shortness of breath, man, and it was to come out of your sleep when you think like, oh, okay, maybe I'm just a little whatever, but still trying to keep yourself calm and trying to get your, should I call 911? I should call, but then the nigga in me is like, that's gonna cost you. By faith, I'm like, I'm gonna drive myself there because I'm coming right back. I'm coming back, and I remember, man, I said, yo, if I just get to the car, at least if I call them, I just tell them I'm in the car. And I was like, and I could breathe enough to say, Lord, give me strength, I'm gonna make it there. Wow. Drove myself there like 1 in the morning and found a good white hospital. Anyway,
Boy.
I look, we want, but I'm saying it's sometimes I got a whole stuff. Sometimes we do it to people, but while I was there, man, I'm being honest. When I say I'm in the got checked in, you know, and I'm sitting there, and it's just kind of how you were saying, man, you serve God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm doing good. In my mind, counting my works. I've been abstaining. I haven't been doing anything. I've been focused. How does that happen to me? Yeah. And I'm 32. This not supposed to even affect. No. And so fear is trying to talk to me. Mm-hmm. The enemy's sending images. Yep. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Showing you, trying to show you the people who I remembered had transitioned. And it's and it's trying to, and what I would say I love about my brothers though, y'all are great guys. Sometimes y'all have no tact on how to say it, but I would tell you during this time, what I appreciate about it, when I called them, these Negroes never once was like, all right, you good? They were just like, all right, so look, next week we can try to get together and do some stuff. But they kept making me think about next week we gotta. Exactly. But I'm telling you, it helped because the show ain't over. So they just kept it. But a part of me was like, y'all don't even.
No, man, because we know what happens, right? We've seen it countless amount of times, right? Yeah. Somebody's healthy, they go for a routine checkup. Yep. They got stage 2 cancer. Yep. But they're still functional. Yeah. A month after finding out they have that sickness, they completely deteriorate. Yeah. Because right? Mental state because the body is controlled by what?
Your mind.
So what you focus on expands.
Yeah. Exactly. Because who's to say how long that person had the cancer? Right. All this time. Mm-hmm. And the moment you hear.
Listen, let me say this. When we called, me and Brian, we were headed to Jersey, and we called Joel, because we heard about your situation. This brother pumped us up. You know what I'm saying? He had us like, all right, I'm healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like he was dealing with the health. Like, you know, and we just, I mean, of course, we laughed and joked, we wanted to make him laugh and whatnot. But his mind, he was in control. Like, you know, he knew that God was with him. He knew that he just gonna keep that word in front of him. He not moved by that. His emotions playing with him every day. Whatever.
You know, and you're right. The emotion.
You know what?
You have to be honest with you, man, you two, when both of y'all called, because first of all, I didn't even think you guys was together. I thought I was just speaking to one. Yeah. And when I heard you was there too, I was like, oh. And what you guys didn't know is at that moment, I was just pacing around the house, like my living room, just like doing nothing. Just, I'm like, well, okay, so this is what my life is right now. Yeah. And you guys called me, and it just brought me into that brotherhood. It brought me back into like what I want my life to be. And then after speaking with you guys, you know, because, you know, we start talking, playing around, and all of a sudden there's a message that's going to come out of the conversation. Like always. Like every time I talk to Brian, I always feel like I need to hit a record or something, because some way, somehow, there's a message, you know what I'm saying, that's coming out of that. And at that moment, after I got off the phone with you, while I was talking to you guys, this is what I was actually thinking. Like, yo, God saved my life at 10 years old after being kidnapped in Haiti.
Go get the book.
You understand? Yes, on my first book, go get that.
Shameless
if you
plug.
only knew what God has brought me through. Get that. You know, at the age of 25, I was stressing. Lost my twin boys, stopped breathing, 6 months old, and lost my grandmother in the same week. Suffered a heart attack, and I was only 25. You know, got into a car accident, totaled the car, never made it to the hospital by the grace of God. And I'm looking at what I'm going through right now. I'm out here. God kept me safe during COVID, going to all these people's houses, bringing them groceries and all of that. And I just had it in my mind that, you know what? God is not done with me yet. So there is no way that I'm going to go through all of this. And this is what takes me out?
But can I, so you said something, right? You said they brought you back to the brotherhood.
Yeah.
And for those of you that might be watching us for the first time, or you probably didn't see the first episode, the whole reason why we started this podcast, because I said to Joel one day, I was like, hey man, I want to do a podcast.
Yep.
Will you do it with me?
Yep.
What you say?
I said, yep.
I said, you sure?
I said, heck.
We're going to talk about everything.
Everything.
You're going to have to wear multiple hats.
Everything.
People might judge you.
It's all good. They judge me anyway.
And the whole point was Breakfast with Bros. It was for that community. Yeah. Of course, our sisters too. We're gonna have some sisters on here too. Facts. But with Breakfast with Bros, that was the whole thing. It was about that community, that brotherhood, to where you don't have to wear society's claim of what a man is supposed to be.
Exactly. Because you know what? Right now, especially in this day and age,
I'm using that as an Instagram clip. Just
it's easier. Like you'll see a whole bunch of woman empowerment things going on. And shout out to the ladies. You're doing your thing. Keep on doing it. But it's not always easy. It's not always easy.
30 males looking for a singer.
Ah, Lord Jesus.
Sorry, a certain singer.
Oh my God.
I'm looking for the other singers. Just the singers out there.
What you looking for? Tenor?
Sorry.
I like long walks on the beach with gospel music.
But my thing is, it's just the fact that it's not common to get brothers to come together. Like me personally, right? Me and Gene are related. Like I so admire Gene so much because of the relationship that we have. And you know what I'm saying? We've known each other for years. You know, and life took him one way, life took me one way. Some way, somehow, God brought us back into the circle, and now we're both working for the kingdom, you know, and we both, man, we're fathers, you know, he's taking us to another level. And no matter what day, no matter what time, and no matter where he's living. Because Gene was out of New York. Well, he's still out of New York right now. You understand? But if it's something, like, bro, I need you, we'll link up. It don't matter what it is. We'll go to somebody's restaurant, and we need that. Just sometimes people don't realize the black male, especially, our mental health matters.
It does.
Bro, the world is beating us up on a daily basis, and sometimes you get beat at church. Right? As a pastor, I get beat at church every week. I do. You understand? You get beat at home. You get beat on the job. You get beat. Like, it's like sometimes the black men don't know where to go to just feel safe.
Me and B just had a talk, and I was telling somebody, you know, if you can, this is common knowledge, but the suicide numbers are the highest amongst men. It's not even close.
No.
And middle-aged men, and so it just makes you think. When I hear about the middle age and seeing, like, I think that's the peak is. Where are you, or what place are you in that you get to the point where you have wife, family, kids, and you had the money, or you still got the money, or you lost the money, and you go, all right, this is as far as I'm gonna go.
What you want me to tell you? I could give you insight from some things we know, not maybe a little bit personal. That happens because as a community, we traditionally have not believed in therapy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if we're talking about the black man, we can talk about how we have not believed in therapy. We could talk about how we don't speak about things. We could also talk about how we were raised to
man up,
be a man.
And I think that's part of what you're saying.
Man up.
You don't acknowledge therapy because you don't feel like you like I told you, I couldn't be hurt. I couldn't get
Right.
Remember when COVID first came out, black people said, we don't even mess with us. Because and I think that.
But why does that make you, why is that deemed as being a part of what a man is? As a man, should not have the wisdom and the courage to say, I need therapy.
You're right.
I have to go talk to somebody, right?
Yeah.
Or I got to get in counseling. I got to have my friends. They got to hold me accountable. Your real friends.
Your real,
Not the yes men. The yes men. Your real friends that's going to say, yo, dude, you messing up.
Yo, I believe that every man, and whether you black, whether the color of your skin, every man in general needs an accountability partner. Every man, like we're each other's accountability partner. You understand? Crazy thing is, I'm his pastor, but sometimes I gotta take that pastor shit down, and we just gotta have brother, like straight up, brother talk. There's no disclaimers or anything like that, because I am telling you, there's been some things. If we didn't talk about it,
we both had them bailing each other out.
Put your hand on the glass, Polo. Put your hand on the glass.
And what's sad is the fact that it's fear. It's fear because we carry shame. We carry so much on our shoulders.
Shame.
You understand? Shame. And we try to live up to this thing. We didn't create this thing, but it's like we embraced it because it was embedded in us from young. And can I say something that I know I'm probably going to get excommunicated for some things? Is this, many times, the church, religion, I'm not talking about belief in God, I'm talking about religion. It fostered the toxic mindset of the man. Because what happens is sometimes, just pray about, what happens if I do pray about it and she still get on my nerve?
But that's the thing. Right. So we all of us in here have spoken about that before, right? I had to go through my whoopings and leave a church home for about 10 years. And on that journey is where I became closer and actually developed a relationship outside of religion. Because unfortunately, what happens with religion, we have man hands in there.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So we
Different
understand
doctrine,
that, right? We understand that doctrine is rules and regulations, and you got to have a certain guideline. I'm not knocking that.
Biblical.
Right. So I'm not knocking that. I don't want anybody to see this and say, yo, no. That's not what I'm talking about. I believe in the church because the church is fellowship that we just spoke about, right?
And the Bible tells you do not forsake the gathering.
Right.
That's how
like
we empower
one
another.
We're having church right now. Thank you. Because church is not the building, it's the body of Christ.
It's the body of Christ gathering. And
right.
I love how Gene said that when he left that church home, he found out more about God. And you know what it is? Because we forget. God is the type of God that will meet you right where you are. My man wasn't thirsty, but he knew there was a woman there that was going to be thirsty. So what he did? He got to the well before she did.
Is she still at the well? Because I'm sorry. I'm not.
Listen, I'm
clearly he thirsty.
Raise your hand towards this side of the screen.
Raise your hand.
But
Lord.
to go back to it, man, and we might have to name the episode this, right? But a lot of men, because we're talking about the men. Men, I want to tell you, it doesn't make you a sucker. It doesn't make you a punk. If you gotta have therapy. I know my wife probably gonna watch this and say, but dude, you ain't in therapy. And yes, I know I'm not. However, I do have many conversations with people that kick my behind. And what I think what all men need is a mental massage. You need a mental massage. You got to keep that mind right, because if you don't, that mind start leaning over here. It start leaning over here, and then your actions follow.
And it's to piggyback and to go back. It's the fear, it's the shame. Derrick Jackson, right? Let's just, because I didn't get a chance to really.
Facts. Go ahead. To be honest with you, until that situation, I didn't know who Homeboy was.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention.
And I still don't know who he is, but
I mean, Brian always mentioned him, but I didn't really pay attention.
Twin brother?
But I tell you this, even with him, right? I focused in on when he was caught, right? And the whole trying to have his wife there and, you know,
Save
squeezing
face.
her hand to save face. Why is he saving face? A lot of men, right? We said black, white, whatever you are, try to save face.
Yeah.
A lot of men, we do this because of that shame, because of that fear.
Yeah.
We don't know how to embrace being wrong.
Yeah.
We don't even know who to talk to.
Yeah.
Even, like, me, you know, just to disclose, me and Brian have talked about depression and about bouts that I'm sure we've all had. I'm gonna throw us all in there. We probably all felt with emotions that's like trying to keep us down.
Yeah.
And then I have to verbally say, not now. Thank God, I'm strong, I'm good. I'm no depression here, but I've faced it before. And I had to tell somebody, yo, I'm going through this.
What Brian said.
You told somebody.
But what Brian said, when you have, all right, I got the job, I have the crib, I have the wife, my kid is good, but why is there something wrong?
But what is that though?
Right?
What is that? Like, why do we put the money in and we say this? That's the thing, and that's the problem. It's like where your value is, right? Your heart is therefore is where your treasure is at. But then when you're investing in these type of things, but then you realize, oh my God, I got all of this.
It's the likes.
I got that, right? I'm doing all
It's
this.
the
I'm
likes.
doing all this for clout. I got this.
The
People
likes.
see me. Oh my God, you're so
That becomes your
successful.
security.
You this, and that. But then you're missing.
Right.
You're missing that piece because you know what it is? Because we do not, many of us do not have or don't even know how to obtain that joy that the Bible speaks about. Because it says, this joy I got, the world didn't give it away.
Right.
You understand that you could even be going through a divorce and still have joy in your heart because your joy was never connected to that. And what we do is we connect our joy, we connect our happiness to things and to people.
It's status.
And that's what gets us wrong. And this is another thing I wanted to say with what you said is sometimes as a man, you also have shame, and you end up staying in a situation that's not good for you.
All right, let's leave this alone right now.
No, let's open this thing up.
But all right. So if we're gonna go into that, if we're gonna go into that, let's go into it all the way.
All right.
I want to. Y'all remember that, right? As a man, if you're not happy or whatever, or for a woman, if you're not happy, why do you stay in this situation? But what I want to bring into this was a message I sent to Olia before we came.
Oh Lord.
You're probably on social media, you've seen this.
Oh,
I had a young lady who I respect, who I admire, who's doing her thing. She sent me a couple of messages. She said, read this. I think this would be interesting, and what are your thoughts? And after I read this to you, I'm going to give you my thoughts as I gave to her. Okay. And all I'm going to say is that she had to call me because she couldn't believe what I was saying. All right? So if y'all saw, right, I guess the shade, I'm not on social media right now, so people got to send me screenshots. So the game, y'all know who he is, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Platinum, multi-platinum selling artist. He said, why she got to pay half the rent? She give you half the, or something? Dudes kill me. Since the beginning of time, real men have always taken care of shelter, providing and protecting, and if you ain't got it, go get it. Then he goes on to say, if you're lucky enough to land an independent woman who works her behind off and still comes home to cook, clean, take care of the kids, and go crazy sexually, you know what I'm saying? She rocking the boat, she got the Meg Thee Stallion knees and all that. Let her stack what she make in case y'all need it one day, and still handle everything as a man. That's not it. Everybody different, but it just ain't in me to let my woman share the worry of paying for anything. I feel good carrying that load, and I'm not changing. The term, I got it baby, don't worry about it, makes most women's soul smile, heart warm, and their female parts get more moist than perfect Toll House cookies. But what do I know? Shrug. Can you start? Can
I give my two? I'm gonna give you my 50 cents real quick and $1 on top of that. Okay. when I talked earlier about the suicide rate being the highest amongst men, they say women outlive us as well. So most men get 60, whatever. So I would tell you what we talking about with, in my opinion, I want a partnership. I'm open to it, sister. But my point is, I want the partnership. I don't look because
You mean partnership? You mean
so in a marriage, he's saying the biggest part I think that people miss was he said to share the worry of the whatever the I guess how stuff is paid or whatever. But I think the issue is right. He's still doing that. I'm the man. This is how. And it's like, who told you that's the only thing that she needed? There's women right now I know with bread, and right now in society, you can look at the stats and statistics. Women are picking jobs that are naturally, tech. This is still doing physical jobs.
So let me preface it for you. Let me navigate us a little bit, all right? Because this is multi-layered, all right?
Yeah.
So like you said, why does that make you a man, right? Yeah. And for me, when you say partnership, because 30 mil asked that, when you say partnership, you mean 50-50 with everything?
No, I think it's a matter of you have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like how he made it is this is so absolute because this is what worked. But this ain't really work because with that attitude that some men have.
All right, so let me make it simpler. What would you like to do?
I mean, for me, when I think of partnership, look, if I got it, we got it. But if you got it, we got it too. Mm-hmm. You understand? Mm-hmm. So it's not limited to what's someone used to say, what's mine, what's yours is mine is what's mine is.
What's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine.
It's ours. Mm-hmm. Or something like that. But they say what's mine is mine.
Right.
And so it's like, no, what's yours is mine, and what's mine is yours.
Right.
It's not limited. It's not one-sided.
Right. So he goes on to say, if you're lucky enough to land an independent woman who works her behind off and still comes home to cook, clean, take care of the kids, and go crazy sexually, let her stack. My issue with that statement is he acts like we're not in the era of the city girls where they don't cook, they don't clean, but they still got a wedding ring.
Well, I mean, let me say this, right? I think it's part of what Brian is saying. It's my personal opinion too, where it's a conversation. You have to have that conversation with the woman, right?
Let me let y'all know, y'all ain't about to get no chicks after this. But go ahead.
No, watch this. Right? I mean, I rebuke
this. Only one he looked for.
I denounce that.
I reject that. Jesus' name of Jesus.
Listen, if you have
I'm joking.
But listen, I think it's a conversation. I think it's something that you talk about. I don't think it's an absolute that a man should just bear all the burden of all of the finances.
Let me navigate y'all again.
Look,
go ahead.
What I am saying is, if we share, cool. If I own up to it, cool. But at the end of the day, if it's a burden on you,
right,
don't fake the funk out here. Don't act like you got it,
right,
and you really don't got it. You know what I'm saying?
But
because that's the core.
And that's what brings in stress. And that's what brings in all of this. Finish what you're saying, because I want him to navigate us so I can give you my 2 cents.
That's all. It's a matter of, I don't want women to believe that what the game is saying is all of our opinions.
That's why I gotta come in and cut you off respectfully. That is, unfortunately, we see it on social media, what most women think and believe. And we could say social media is not real, but a lot of people are taking social media and living that in real life.
That's their Bible.
Yeah.
Right? So when they talk about Birkin bag that's real. If you're a young man at 22 and you can't buy your girl a Birkin bag, she is making you feel like you're not worth it.
All right, leave it in the comments, right? Leave this in the comments. If you believe, I'm a single man, if you believe that I'm supposed to buy you a Birkin to validate our relationship or take up all your bills to validate our relationship, leave it in the comments. Yay or nay, talk about it, open it up.
So
I want to hear.
But here's the trend that we have. Both of you said that's what people say a man is supposed to do. Do you think a man is supposed to pay all the bills while the woman cooks and cleans, right? Because then we get into the gender roles that the modern woman does not want. So when we get into those gender roles that the modern woman does not want, modern woman wants, right? However, they still want a traditional man. So what this young lady told me, and I won't say her name because I love her. You know, I tell you all the time, I respect you. She told me that it's your job to provide and protect still. I said, what if I'm not getting those things? That's still your job. And if she's not doing that, shame on her, but that's your job. And I said, okay, that's an unspoken expectation. Who gives the woman that expectation that you're supposed to, let's just say, cook and clean? Because if a woman comes with the preconceived notion that a man is supposed to provide and protect, then why can't a man come with the preconceived notion that the woman's supposed to cook and clean? You want to take you?
I don't know about the cooking and cleaning piece. Like, I'm not expecting my woman. I would love it. I do appreciate the cooking and cleaning.
See, that's my problem.
I'm not looking for you to be in the role of a cooking and cleaning.
Okay, so why are you in the role of providing and protecting?
It's different.
No, it's not.
Yeah, because
no, it's not.
Providing and protecting
is what?
Is
what?
Both of our roles.
No. What I just said.
As a man, okay, so any of us right here. Do any of us right here disagree that you should not provide and protect for your family?
No, but that's my issue. Then why on the other side there's no expectation?
It's just accountability.
Right. So hold on. So the thing is, I have no issue with doing that. I want everybody to know that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is society says, as a man, again, we have everybody telling us what a man is supposed to do. Right. Who's guiding the woman on what they're supposed to do?
There's no accountability.
Because you can't tell me. You can't tell me. All you can tell me is that we all agree on providing and protecting. And we all agree, yes, because we're all real men.
So are you asking us to define a role for women?
No, because I'm not getting into gender roles. All I'm talking about is the hypocrisy of how you and Brian and Joel and I can sit here and say that as a man we're supposed to provide and protect. And we can ask any female, like I just told you with the conversation, she'll tell me that's your job. Right. If that's my job, what's the woman's job?
Oh, so that's what we're trying to get to. What is the woman's job?
And what I'm saying is nobody can tell them that. You can't just say, me, I show up. You come with the job. You come with the car. You pay the bills. You provide. You protect. And I'm here.
So exactly how the game has the post about this what men should do. When old girl B. Simone was saying
can't have a 9-to-5 guy.
Right. So it was like they clowned her for that because you're trying to say what women should do and women's roles. We can be whatever. But he comes on and says the men, this is the way it's supposed to be. This is the way. This is how it is. And the same woman that was preaching independence, don't tell me what to do. I can do what I want to do. It's like, yeah.
So let me throw this question to Joel, right? Because I want him to chime in, right? Imagine we all would laugh and we would call people foolish if they say, yo, yeah, man, my woman provides for me and she protects me.
I feel safe.
I feel safe around her. Then what do you? No, hold on, B. Then hold on. Then what do you? Then what do you? Then hold on. What do you? Okay, right. That's weird.
I want my woman to care, protect, provide. Yes, there's a certain way though. It's not that nurturing. Right.
Okay, so do you want your so here we go.
Listen,
here we go. Do you want your woman to nurture you then?
Absolutely.
Okay then, so she's not your mother, because that's what they're gonna tell you.
No, I'm gonna speak for my own though.
95% of them will tell you that.
But let me speak
I'm not your mother.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're not my mother.
Right.
Let's go biblical then. Let's open it up. So now, if we read, right? We go back to Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
When the messenger was sent to go get Isaac's wife, she came back, right? And he said, oh, she's fair to look upon. And he went and he knew her, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said, wow, God has gave me a woman, and I just lost my mother.
Right.
So we keep, for generations, we've been saying, oh, I'm not your mother. Oh, she's not your mother. I'm not looking for you to be my mother.
So remember, we got to
saying that same nurturing quality should be there. Don't be my mother.
Remember, we gotta talk about it both ways. We gotta talk about it biblical and make it plain for our viewers. For our viewers that, let's say we got some viewers that they don't read the Bible. Maybe they read the Quran, or you know what I'm saying.
Not my mother, but my mother has great qualities that you should have as well.
Oh yes, okay.
You know what?
Go ahead.
Let me give my 2 cents on that. Right?
You about to get 5? I know you, but go ahead.
Nah, listen. I'm praying right now. Say, Lord, keep me.
They got me ready to preach.
Keep me steady right now.
Look, I hope these
first and foremost
these cameras better not act up.
First and foremost, I'm gonna need your help though. Read that thing to me again, because I need to hear it.
You want the whole thing real quick?
Yeah. I might have to stop you in one part.
No
in
problem.
a couple parts.
All right.
We're gonna take it back to church.
Because like I said, it's layers.
Yes, it's layers.
Why she? And excuse me, y'all, if I'm like ad-libbing or saying words, there's certain words that I don't use in my vocabulary. All right.
It's like when you get the person to read the scripture.
Why? She gotta pay half the rent.
She gotta pay. All right, stop right there. First and foremost, I do not know who she is. That game is talking about. Is that his girlfriend? Is that a wife? Because that's two different
He's not married with all that.
Okay. Then he goes on.
What's that?
Because my thing is, when we get into this is where society gets in trouble, because we're doing husband and wife duties while we're dating.
Oh.
So my thing is, you want your girlfriend to be your wife, but she's not your wife. You want your boyfriend to act like a husband, but he's not your husband.
Come on, man.
And just because y'all living together, y'all shacking up, but y'all didn't until you get into that covenant.
I need an offering.
So again, keep reading, because my thing is, you're saying she, and what
I feel like I'm right back in Sunday service.
You feel me? Because my thing is, are you talking about a
She?
wife? Because there's different rules. There's different rules between a wife and a.
Let me read this in the King James version.
Please read this in King James.
Doesn't she giveth thou
Go ahead, continue.
have of her womb, or some
Yes.
brothers kill me,
Read it regular, man. Yes, read regular.
dudes kill me since the beginning of time. Real men have always taken care of shelter, providing and protecting. And if you ain't got it, go get it.
Okay, stop right there. First and foremost, he said what from the beginning?
Yeah, from the beginning.
Okay, you're wrong.
Time.
For the beginning, it was always illegal for any woman to work. Period.
Ooh.
Period.
Ooh.
My thing about it is, it was only the man
Wow.
working. It was only the man. It's not that a woman didn't want to.
You a history teacher too?
They couldn't. It's biblical. It wasn't biblical. The woman took care of the home. The thing about it is, people have issues with now, why the man the head of the household? Because that was given to them by God. But if you're smart, you would understand, yes, he's the head of the household, but as a woman, you're the one that run the household.
Wow.
You understand? So my thing about it is, a real man working with it, because the man was the only one that could have worked. Period.
And I like what Joel started off with, because we're talking about the game. He's a rapper. Hopefully he has a relationship with God, but I know that's not coming from God.
Right.
It's not coming from like a.
It's not. But my thing is, to be honest with you, I'm not even upset with him. Let me tell you why I'm not upset with him. Let me tell you why I'm not upset with him. Because, look, and Gene knows this. I say this all the time. Nobody should have any type of relationship goal when you're looking at other people's relationship.